Good evening. I'm Ellison Barber in for Tom Llamas. And we begin with the fire in London that ruined vacations and stranded travelers around the world. London's Heathrow Airport scrambling to recover tonight after that fire caused the entire transportation hub to shut down. A tower of flames erupting at a nearby electricity substation around 8 o'clock last night, lighting up the London night sky and filling the air with thick black smoke. The blaze causing widespread power outages that hit Heathrow Airport, leaving passengers and workers completely in the dark. And the ripple effects were severe. This was an all too common scene for travelers at airports around the world, left stranded with the next flight, maybe not for days. The closure of London's international hub leading to more than 1,300 flight cancellations and 200,000 passengers impacted. I want to get right to NBC's Raf Sanchez, who leads us off tonight from London.
Tonight, a trickle of flights beginning to land at London Heathrow after this towering blaze forced a total shutdown of one of the world's busiest airports and unleashed a global wave of travel chaos.
We don't know what to do. We have a group of 12 of us from the United States.
The airport CEO apologizing for the mess.
This is unprecedented. It's never happened before. I hope people appreciate that we do not close down the airport unless we have severe safety concerns.
Heathrow usually sees 1,300 daily takeoffs and landings, but for much of the day, its runways were a parking lot, leaving passengers stranded and travel plans upended.
If we don't get one today, should we assume that we'll get one tomorrow?
Tomorrow, after tomorrow.
So you don't know?
Blair Butler was supposed to fly home to Austin from Rome via London.
We don't know. If we're getting out today, probably not. There's no flights. What we've been told is there's no flights available.
The fire erupted at a power station, knocking out Heathrow's electricity, plunging passengers into darkness and paralyzing escalators in silent terminals.
I feel like I've been picked up and dropped by aliens.
Police say there's no evidence of foul play, but an investigation now underway by counterterrorism officers.
The approach to Heathrow is normally the spot of some of the heaviest traffic in London, but you can see today the roads are closed and empty.
More than 100 flights were mid-air en route to Heathrow when it was abruptly shut. 6 of them diverted to Washington Dulles, another 5 to New York JFK. Jeff Ayland was supposed to fly home to London last night. His new plan?
Yeah, so it's Atlanta to Detroit, which would be good, and then Detroit to Amsterdam Schiphol, which is an airport I know very well, and then Amsterdam Schiphol to Birmingham, England. And then I have to get a vehicle to transfer me from Birmingham back to London Heathrow.
One journey in a snarl of global air travel that'll take days to unravel.
And Raf joins us now from outside Heathrow Airport. Raf, what is the status at the airport right now?
So, Ellison, the power has been restored over the last couple of hours. We've seen a limited number of flights taking off and landing, most of them British Airways, some of them international carriers. But this is just a partial service. Heathrow says it will not be fully operational until at least tomorrow. And even once it's running at full speed, there is still going to be a massive backlog left to clear. The airport is stressing passengers should not come here unless they have been specifically told to do so by their airlines. And the advice from travel experts, check with your airlines. We are hearing from most of the major American carriers tonight that they will waive change fees, but the folks will need to travel within the next week or so. Ellison.
Raf Sanchez in London. Thank you. At the Pentagon today, a visit by Elon Musk is stoking controversy. President Trump pushing back on a report that the world's richest man and one of his top confidants was going to be briefed on secret plans related to a possible war with China. The billionaire has many business interests in that country. Senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake has this report.
Top Trump ally Elon Musk from the president's Department of Government Efficiency visiting the Pentagon today. The New York Times reported Musk was to be briefed on the, quote, U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China, according to 2 U.S. officials. President Trump slamming the story as false. When he was asked about the war plans,
I don't want to show it to anybody. You know, you're talking about a potential war with China. I don't want to show that to anybody, but certainly you wouldn't show it to a businessman who is helping us so much. Elon has businesses in China, and he would be susceptible perhaps to that. But it was such a fake story.
We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, to talk about efficiencies. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret plans.
Two defense officials told NBC News Musk, who has a security clearance, was expected to receive an unclassified briefing on China. Musk's business interests in China include this massive Tesla gigafactory in Shanghai, which produces nearly 1 million cars per year.
He's there for DOGE, not there for China. And if you ever mention China, I think he'd walk out of the room.
It comes as a federal judge held another hearing today demanding answers on those deportation flights of alleged gang members to El Salvador. The judge paused the flights Saturday, raising questions over the president's invocation of the 18th century Alien Enemies Act to justify them. The president was asked about family members who say some were not gang members.
Well, I was told that they went through a very strong vetting process, and that that will also be continuing in El Salvador. We don't want to make that kind of a mistake.
And venting frustration at the judge's order to pause the flights.
They're bad people. We don't want them in our country. We can't let a judge say that he wants them. You know, he didn't run for president. He didn't get much more than 80 million votes.
And Garrett joins us now from the White House. Garrett, we are just learning about the Trump administration gutting the Civil Rights Department of yet another agency. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Ellison, these latest mass firings coming at the Department of Homeland Security, where the Civil Rights Division is responsible for investigating allegations of civil rights abuses against citizens and migrants alike. The department saying in a statement that these people were, rather than supporting law enforcement efforts, they say the staffers were internal adversaries that slowed down their operations. They believe they'll be able to move faster, more in line with President Trump's mission without these staffers present. But it's also just that many fewer eyes watching exactly what's going on at CBP and at ICE, very much in the public spotlight right now. Ellison?
Garrett Hake, thank you. Backlash to Musk's expanding role in the federal government increasingly being felt at Tesla. The billionaire CEO admitting to employees that it feels like, quote, Armageddon, with Teslas torched and vandalized across the country. But Musk urging those employees to hang on to their stock, even as the value plummets. NBC's Liz Kreutz reports.
Tonight, more turmoil for Tesla. CEO Elon Musk live streaming an all-hands meeting Thursday, trying to reassure his employees as Tesla stock tumbles amid a Tesla takedown protest movement against the company.
If you read the news, it feels like, Armageddon. I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable, Stop being psycho.
The company that helped make Musk the wealthiest person in the world, now a target, seen by some as a way to demonstrate against Musk's politics and growing role in the Trump administration.
How are you feeling right now in this moment as a Tesla owner?
Embarrassed. I love the cars, and I really wish I could keep them, but I just can't be associated with that brand anymore.
Edward Sanchez says he's looking to sell his Tesla after also just dumping all 150 shares of his Tesla stock. And he's not alone. Data from car shopping website Edmunds reporting that this month has seen the highest ever share of Tesla owners trading in their vehicles.
Why do you think going after Tesla is the way to really get at and go at Elon Musk?
It's my only way, right? It's the only thing I have. You just want to distance yourself.
But some taking the protest even further. Nationwide and even in Canada, multiple reports of Teslas being vandalized, some lit on fire. In Syracuse, this video showing a masked person defacing Sean Freed's Tesla, writing on it, "This car supports Nazis."
Protesting is a right that we all have, but destroying other people's property is not.
President Trump today warning there will be no leniency and no pardons for those behind these attacks, suggesting it's worse than the January 6th Capitol riot.
These are terrorists. You didn't have that on January 6th, I can tell you. You didn't have anything like that on January 6th.
Liz Kreutz joins us now. Liz, President Trump and Elon Musk have suggested these attacks on Teslas are coordinated. Is there any evidence of that?
Yeah, Ellison, NBC News has spoken to law enforcement officials and also domestic extremism experts, and they tell us that there is no evidence right now that these attacks are coordinated. There are these organized protest efforts, but those groups have disavowed vandalism and violence, Ellison.
Liz Kreutz, thank you. Heading overseas now to the escalating protests in Turkey. Demonstrations erupting for a third straight day over the detainment of a prominent opposition leader. The government now cracking down on the dissent. NBC's Matt Bradley has the latest.
Tonight, protests in Turkey reaching a boiling point. Street demonstrators clashing violently with police after the main political rival of the nation's president, Tayyip Erdogan, was detained. Turkish police blasting crowds with water cannons in Izmir and using tear gas to break up protests in the capital city of Ankara. Despite a ban on demonstrations, thousands also flooding the streets in Istanbul over what they call the undemocratic detention of Istanbul's mayor, Ekrem İmamoğlu, who was set to be announced as a presidential candidate this weekend and leads President Erdogan in some polls. This 70-year-old protester saying as long as they don't release İmamoğlu, we're not leaving. On Wednesday, İmamoğlu posting a video saying police were at his door prior to an early dawn raid. He faces charges that include graft and aiding a terrorist group. İmamoğlu denies all allegations against him. His Republican People's Party condemns the move as politically motivated and say other prominent opposition figures were also taken into custody.
Very often, there is no rule of law in Erdogan's Turkey, and currently Turkey's jails are full of Erdogan's political opponents. Turkish constitution has a very vague terrorism concept, so he uses that in order to attack his opponents.
Turkey's government denies claims of targeting its political rivals. But on Friday, Erdogan warning against illegal calls from the opposition for protests, saying, "We will not give in to vandalism or street terrorism." Turkey's interior minister confirming dozens of protesters have been arrested and posting on X that at least 37 social media users were also detained for sharing posts inciting public hatred or crime. Some residents now worried about the crackdown. This woman saying anyone who raises their voice is thrown in jail. Matt Bradley, NBC News.
And in this country, we're tracking growing wildfire danger nationwide. Red flag warnings in effect for 40 million Americans across the plains, Midwest, and Southeast. In Miami-Dade, Florida, this brush fire burning for the 4th straight day, swelling to 24,000 acres in size and only about 30% contained. Low humidity and gusty winds fueling those fires. NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns joins us now in studio. Bill, what is the latest on those firefighting conditions as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, typically, Allison, if I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a pretty dry, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be a warm weekend, a little breezy, everyone would be like, that's great, sign me up for it. But we've had so many fires in different areas around the country that we just need the rain. I mean, we don't want it on the weekend, but we just desperately need it. So it's still windy this afternoon, this evening in areas of the central U.S. The fire danger is highest for the rest of today in areas of Missouri especially. I know we've had some thunderstorms and a couple storm systems, a lot of tornadoes. We just haven't had a lot of rain with it. That's why we have the 46 million people in the red flag warning, some people in fire weather watches. So we'll continue to watch St. Louis to Kansas City, and then this area from Atlanta to Charlotte tomorrow, including all of South Carolina, which desperately needs rain. We're in drought conditions here. We'll have to watch for any new fire starts there. And then tomorrow afternoon, the winds will pick up again from El Paso to Midland. We could have another dust storm. We've already had 2 major ones in the last week, so we could deal with that again tomorrow. So here's kind of how the weekend forecast shapes up. The thing you'll notice is not a lot of green on the map. There's not a lot of rain. There's very little snow from coast to coast. So just that mild and breezy is nice as long as we don't have to deal with fires and smoke. By the time we get to Sunday, we do get some rain in the Ohio Valley, but we don't get it in the plains where we need it, and we don't get it in the southeast where we need it either, and even the mid-Atlantic. We could have some isolated severe storms to deal with, but it's just not enough rain. And anywhere in the green here on Sunday is only a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, Allison. So we'll talk more about fire danger right through next week until we can start getting some soaking big rainstorms, and they're just not in the cards yet.
All right, Bill Cairns, thank you. We appreciate it. Back now with the latest on the measles outbreak in the U.S. The number of confirmed cases rising to 394 across 17 states, with 1 confirmed death in Texas. That 6-year-old child who died coming from a conservative Christian community known as Mennonites. Mennonites often opt out of vaccinating their children. The parents of that child speaking to an anti-vaccine nonprofit group founded by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. called Children's Health Defense. Here's what the couple had to say about their child's illness.
Her fever didn't want to go away. She was having the fever still.
It's higher and getting higher and higher, the fever.
Yeah, and then I just noticed one morning that she was saying she was getting very tired, and I was just noticing her breathing wasn't normal. And that's when we just decided to go to the emergency and get it checked out. It wasn't anything bad, like very, very bad.
The couple says their other 4 unvaccinated children also got measles, but recovered after a few days of alternative treatments, including cod liver oil, vitamin A, and an inhaled steroid. When asked whether other parents should consider the vaccine for themselves or their children, this is what the mother had to say.
We would absolutely not take the MMR. Like, the measles wasn't that bad. They got over it pretty quickly.
NBC News medical reporter Erica Edwards has been to the region reporting on this outbreak and joins us now. Erica, let's start with what we heard from the parents there and some of the details we went through. Can you just fact check for us their claims that the other children were essentially okay because of these alternative treatments? Is there any credible data to suggest alternative treatments like cod liver are more effective than the MMR vaccine when it comes to preventing serious harm or death from the measles?
Absolutely not. There is no evidence that treating measles with anything like vitamin A supplements or cod liver oil, which happens to be high in vitamin A, can do anything to treat or measles or lessen the effect. Now, fortunately, most people infected with measles will recover on their own time. But, you know, it can definitely be deadly, as those parents sadly witnessed. And, you know, let's talk about this Mennonite community for a second. You know, there's lots of different groups. Some are very conservative, some are very liberal. So it's not sort of an all one size fits all kind of approach here. And while some do cite their religion for not wanting to vaccinate, many folks in this area actually stopped vaccinating about 20 years ago. That was when a paper came out published suggesting that maybe there was a link between the MMR vaccine and autism. It was quickly retracted, widely debunked, but it also coincided with the rise of smartphones and social media. And of course, as we all know, once something goes viral, it's very hard to rein that in. So this outbreak seems to be less about religion in this case, more about those outside influences.
Erica, now that we are seeing these numbers grow in Texas, particularly, you already touched on this, but just to be very clear on it, is this an issue that is just happening inside this particular Mennonite community in Texas, or has this outbreak spread beyond that?
Yeah, so this outbreak has now grown to at least 3 states, neighboring New Mexico and Oklahoma to Texas's north. This is a community that's very social. They travel a lot. They tend to not have their vaccines. So whenever you have measles entering a community with low vaccination rates, that virus is going to find those people who are vulnerable and will infect them. And public, health officials are very concerned. This is only going to get worse as that virus spreads in different communities across the country. Now, it's not just this outbreak. There are other measles cases around the country, the CDC says, linked to international travel. If those cases also spread into unvaccinated communities, that could pose a real problem.
Fascinating stuff. Erica Edwards, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're back with Top Stories news feed, starting with the tree landing on a New Jersey school bus. Large wind gusts toppled the tree onto a bus carrying 10 students. The students and the bus driver were hospitalized with minor injuries. Late today, Columbia University agreeing to sweeping demands from the Trump administration to restore $400 million in federal funding. Among the changes listed in a new memo, the university will hire 36 special officers who will be allowed to remove and arrest students. Face masks or coverings will be mostly banned, and a new senior provost will be appointed to a department focusing on Middle East studies. A Southern California couple facing serious federal charges after allegedly having their children harvest and consume magic mushrooms. Police say the couple told a lot of people about it, customers as well as friends, and admitted to giving their kids, ages 11 and 9, the drug. Randall and Rebecca Vance face a host of charges and could face up to 40 years behind bars. And after 9 months in space, Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams have returned to Houston. Video posted by NASA shows the two astronauts greeted by colleagues as they arrived at Ellington Field. They returned to Houston just 1 day after splashing down off the coast of Florida. They are both said to be doing well after 286 days in space. Wilmer's daughter is on TikTok, and she said there that her dad is still adjusting to gravity. Let's get to Top Story's Global Watch. Israel ordering troops to permanently seize parts of the Gaza Strip if Hamas does not hand over the remaining hostages. The announcement from Israel's defense minister comes after Israel restarted airstrikes and ground operations in Gaza. 600 Palestinians have been killed in the days since. Israel's prime minister has vowed to intensify operations until all 59 hostages, living or dead, are returned to Israel. An American man held captive by the Taliban has been freed after more than 2 years. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirming George Glesman has left Afghanistan as part of a deal brokered by Qatar. Glesman was on a personal trip to Afghanistan back in December of 2022 when he was taken by the Taliban. U.S. officials say his release was not part of a prisoner swap. And a coastal town in Italy sounding the alarm over a bug invasion. Millions of midges, tiny bugs that look a lot like mosquitoes, are swarming the town of Ortebello, forcing people to stay indoors and hurting businesses there that rely on tourism. Residents of the Tuscan Beach enclave say officials need to declare a state of emergency to deal with the issue. Fishermen there say a mass die-off of fry fish last year is to blame because fry fish eat midge larvae. And back here at home in Arizona, a search underway for a family of 3 from South Korea who went missing after getting caught in a winter storm as they were leaving the Grand Canyon last week. Now the Korean consulate is getting involved, sending an officer to try and help locate them. NBC's Dana Griffin explains.
Tonight, the search intensifying for a missing family of 3 not seen since this 22-car pileup on an Arizona highway more than a week ago. According to authorities, the South Korean family had rented a BMW that last pinged on March 13th, just a mile from that deadly crash site. The Kim family was headed from Grand Canyon National Park to Las Vegas. The sheriff's department now desperately searching.
What do you think happened to this family?
Well, that's the mystery right now.
Investigators say they are looking into several theories, including GPS rerouting them around the crash and onto a Forest Service road.
Are those fire roads so remote that someone could be lost for an entire week?
So it was obviously inclement weather, but we didn't have any pings on those roads either.
Family in South Korea contacted the consulate when the Kims never made their flight home. The consulate telling NBC News they've sent an official to work with local police to locate the family.
Have they used credit cards, their cell phones, any indication they're still alive?
We haven't had any hits on the phones or the credit cards.
Leading investigators back to search that March 13th crash.
You've got to imagine just a very hot fire burning for many, many hours, melting metal and plastic. The cars are just unrecognizable. So it's going to take a lot of work.
Ellison, that search could take days, if not weeks. Right now, they are going through every vehicle looking for VIN numbers, and they may have to do DNA testing on what's left to try to determine if anyone is in that pileup. Ellison?
Dana Griffin, thank you. Coming up, the new face of March Madness, the team manager for McNeese State going viral, raking in endorsements from popular brands and even appearing on the socks of cheerleaders. He joins Top Story next to talk about his team and his own Cinderella story. Thanks so much for watching Top Story. For Tom Llamas, I'm Ellison Barber in New York. Stay right there. More news is on the way.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.